Hi guys, for those of you who don't know, my name is Alicia. I am the founder and lead investigator here at Crawley Paranormal Investigators, also known as CPI team. I just wanted to do a quick sort of like video just to show you who we are, kind of like, you know, things we do, and just a briefing on some of our last investigations. So first of all, I want to say thank you so much to those of you who have already liked and followed our page. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you do that. It will really help us out a lot. And also please subscribe to us on YouTube. I will put the link somewhere on this video for you to go and check that out. So first of all, I just want to say, you know, we're fairly new to investigating places that require insurance, so we've got our insurance in place after doing this for about 5 years or so. You know, we just sort of found places that are already open to the public, you know, like ruins, abandoned buildings, things like that, but we wanted to get into the real haunted locations. So far we have done Arundel Jailhouse, we have done Hastings True Crime Museum, Tonbridge Castle, Sandwich Guildhall in Kent. We have Fort Wiley coming up in August, and we have a pub in Crawley. This is the first proper location in Crawley that we've done so far, because not many places in Crawley allow investigators. So who have we got on the team with us? So we have got my partner Will, he is an investigator. We have got my older sister Christina. She sort of comes and joins us as she can. She also helped me sort of put the group together a long time ago. We sometimes have our younger brother Alex with us, and my best friend Christina, and then we just sort of invite friends and family, and we're now opening up to the public, as you've already seen on our Facebook page. So starting off with the equipment we use. For those of you who haven't seen our videos yet, we use obviously cameras to capture things, EVPs, which is electronic voice phenomena. This is to capture voices and things we don't hear with our own ears in the current time, so we will record and play it back and you get voices. Same with cameras as well, sometimes you don't hear things in the moment. We use REM pods, which is, again, there's all sort of different kinds, static field, electronic, EMFs, which is the one we have, and like vibrations and pressure, temperature changes. So if something touches the antenna and breaks that energy field, it will alarm. We've had that in our last investigation. The REM pods have only gone off once for us in a house investigation, and then the last one, which is strange. For those of you who haven't seen the YouTube video, again, I'll link it here for you to go and check that out. There was this one particular room where the REM pod was going off. It didn't go off in any of these other rooms, so I was like, okay, let's test this. I moved it around in different locations within that room, and it still went off. Batteries were not draining because it wouldn't be loud, and you could tell when the batteries are draining. It makes like it's a noise that isn't as loud. So I swapped it for the other two REM pods in these different rooms. This REM pod didn't go off in any of these other rooms, okay, so it was just a bit bizarre. Put it back in this room where it was only going off, and it still went off, so we can't explain that. We were like, this is strange. Didn't get any intelligent response with it. It was sort of going off every now and then. It must have gone off like, I'm not even exaggerating, about 50 times. It was mostly when we left rooms and entered rooms, so maybe it was a spirit who didn't speak English, who was trying to get our attention, or possibly an animal just playing with the antenna. We also use the SLS camera, which is a structured light sensor, so it's an Xbox Connect. I know a lot of people are a bit hesitant with this because they feel like it's mapping in objects. When we've used it, it's not mapping in objects. Sorry, you know it. We haven't used it much, but we used it at my boyfriend's house, where we thought we caught an animal on the table. Wasn't mapping in anything else, and on our last investigation there was something crawling along the floor. Toward the end I feel like maybe it possibly was mapping in things, but I think that's because we were too close to the object. We moved the object away, which was flowers, it was still there. Put it back, it was still there. So it's a bit hit and miss. You've got to try all these like equipment to know what works best for you and what doesn't. Next, we use the spirit box. We have had so many good responses with the spirit box. It sweeps through radio frequencies, you sweep it in reverse, you can change the rate, and it picks up voices. So obviously, of course, it's gonna play like weird sounds, the radio music trying to go through. You've just got to decipher answers to what are relevant to your questions. We have had so many intelligent responses through that. The same voices come through as well, same tone of voices. If it's man, female, you've got to like listen out for that. So that is an amazing bit of equipment. We also have trigger objects, so like motion light sensors, cat balls that go off as well, where something touches it, it will light up. So we've got quite a lot of equipment, temperature guns, to detect heat and cold surfaces. Just trying to think of anything else that we have that I haven't mentioned yet. Yeah, I think that's it. So going to the investigations, the first one was in Arundel jailhouse. Not much happened here. Cat balls went off, few temperature changes. We did the Estes method, which is with the spirit box. The person is blindfolded, have headphones on, plugged into the spirit box, and other people ask questions, so their senses are like completely shut off to the rest of the group, so they don't know what's being asked, and they've got to say out loud what they hear through the headphones, which again we have quite a few good responses and nothing really concrete evidence. Of course, paranormal isn't guaranteed. You're not going to go into every location and lots of things happen. It's not going to happen. They're not performing monkeys. They require a lot of energy. Imagine someone going to your house all the time and pestering you. You're going to get sick of it. Of course, there are spirits that want to communicate and they have a story to be told, they have a message, but others just do want to be left alone, so you've got to respect that. Moving on to the next investigation was Hastings. This was probably the location where we experienced quite a bit. So for those of you who've never been there, it's the True Crime Museum, so it's got objects from, criminals, murderers, rapists, unpleasant people. The main thing here was for us, evidence-wise, cat balls going off, quite a few orb anomalies that were caught on the video things, but the main thing we did was the Ouija board. Now I know people have mixed feelings on this. We are very respectful when doing this. We open and close it, we cleanse it. You don't do the Ouija board alone. You got to do it with someone, and whoever's on the board has to finish the session. You can't just swap for someone else. They have to follow the rules. You can't let the planchette leave the board, and you can't the ball can't go flying off the table. So when we did it, it was very strange. Annoyingly, the main bit, which would have been amazing evidence, was the board itself started turning. When I was on the board with my cousin Kim, our fingers were on the planchette and we weren't moving. The planchette wasn't moving, but the board was. My mum was there and she noticed it, which is weird. Unfortunately, the camera cut, which is annoying. I know, so you think, oh yeah, typical, yeah, what a great time for the camera to cut when you get amazing evidence. It's because they drain the energy, I believe, from the camera, or they didn't want everyone to see that they were showing us they were there, which was weird, very strange. It also gave us people's names, so my cousin Kimberly, also known as Kim, it spelled her name out, it spelled hello, it spelled ha. It said it wanted to kill us, so yeah, go check out that video. Another method that I'm going to do next time that I thought of, for those of you who are skeptic, which is fine, I get that not everyone believes in the paranormal, whoever's on the board is going to be blindfolded, so they're not going to be aware of if it moves or what letter it's going to, so you're not subconsciously going to a letter on the board. Only those who are seeing what it's spelling out will know what it's spelling out. This is just to show to you that people on the board can spell out words blindfolded, and it's not them. I do the board with people that I know and trust, and I know some people who are skeptics are like, well, if you trust each other, you're going to fake it. None of this is faked. I don't spend this amount of money for locations and drive miles, to these locations to fake stuff. If I was going to fake stuff, I would just pretend my house is haunted and do it in my own house. Okay, so everything you see is 100% true evidence. So that is good location to go to for the Ouija board, and it doesn't work on every location. We used it on the next one at Tonbridge. The spirits basically told us to begin with that they didn't want to talk to us. We didn't really get anything at Tonbridge apart from the feeling of something watching you, a few voices on the spirit box that made sense. You know, it was one of those locations where it was a dead energy. They didn't want to talk to us, and that's annoying as it is. That's fine, you know, you've got to respect that. The previous locations, what I spoke to you about with the REM pod going off, and I was moving it into different rooms to try and like debunk why it was going off. There was no reason for that REM pod to go off. Again, nothing really happened apart from that, but then we set up tripods in each room with a camera just running all night without us in there, and it's all been uploaded now, and we got some good things. Nothing again amazing, like nothing moved on its own, didn't see a ghost on camera. There were voices, there were movements, and there were footsteps. So was there something there? Yeah. Did the spirits want to talk to us? Not really. You know, again, it's not always going to happen, but you know, it's worth going to find out for yourselves. So these are the locations that we've done so far. Next up in August, like I said, we've got Portsmouth, and if you haven't done so, please go to our YouTube channel and you will see all the previous investigations that we've done, from a place where we've caught an image of a ghost that my friend Ollie caught. It looked like a monk hunched over watching us at Petra Castle. But yeah, I just want to do a quick video to share with you who we are and what we do, what our aim is, and yeah, hopefully we'll see some of you on our investigation soon. So thank you very much. Take care, see you later.